Think of America as a car, and the Democrats want to be in the driver's seat. To make a car work, you need fuel, an engine, and a battery. But to make a car move forward, you need four wheels. And in this metaphor, think of the wheels as the four foundations of the U.S. government: the House, the Senate, the President, and the Supreme Court. Right now, Democrats are in charge of none of those four. And until we get all four, it doesn't matter how well the car runs, we aren't actually going to be able to go anywhere. Buckle up, boys and girls. In this video, I finally get to showcase my whiteboard. My approach to this race comes from something I heard Ezra Klein say that really stuck with me. Politics is about gaining power to create good policy. The most important thing about that sentence is that power always, always, always comes first. Policy cannot exist without power. In the last year, Republicans have shown they're not interested in creating good policy. People have lost their food and healthcare benefits. Billions of dollars have been flooded into a rogue government militia that kills American citizens. And now Donnie the dictator started a war with Iran that nobody asked for without congressional approval. The other thing to notice is that I wrote power in red and policy in blue. This is to emphasize the differences between the two political parties. Republicans know that right now their policy is not popular, and they are scared of losing power at the midterm elections. That is why they are doing everything they can to hold on to power, whether it's gerrymandering maps or trying to suppress votes. The fact is, Republicans have mastered the art of gaining power, while Democrats are terrible at it. Just recently, I heard Jonathan Martin, senior columnist at Politico, give an interview on Pod Save America. Both Martin and the host Dan Pfeiffer were desperately concerned about what Democrats are going to do in 2032 when Texas and Florida gain seats that will disappear from New York and California. Just a few weeks after the 2024 elections, in front of many local Democrats, I asked Dr. Raul Ruiz about expanding the House. He looked at me like I was speaking an alien language. When it's obvious that so-called smart Democrats don't understand how to take back the power from Republicans, I feel like screaming and pulling my hair out. Right now, I'm the only candidate in this race that is offering solutions for Democrats to take back power. I have been creating videos on my channel that address both power and policy. In one of my first videos on power, I laid out, with clear historical precedent, as well as political necessity, why Democrats need to expand the House of Representatives. When it comes to policy, I've done videos about voting rights and campaign finance. I intend to do policy videos on healthcare, debt, and wealth inequality. I know these are policies that voters want Congress to do their job and work on. The problem is, it doesn't matter what policy any Democrat, including myself, talk about if we are not in power to do anything. When politicians talk about ending Citizens United, my response is, how? Citizens United was a decision that overturned most of the McCain-Feingold Campaign Finance Reform Act. This was a bipartisan law signed by George W. Bush. I did 2 videos explaining how and why we need to replace the current Supreme Court. In order to get rid of Citizens United, we need to get rid of the Supreme Court that ruled on Citizens United. As long as the Supreme Court is controlled by Republicans, they are not going to let Democrats pass any laws that create good policy. We need to elect Democrats that actually understand the system of power and tell voters the truth. Stop speaking in sound bites. Start speaking in solutions. George W. Bush won re-election in 2004, and Republicans kept control of both the House and the Senate. By 2006, Bush was so unpopular, Republicans lost the House and the Senate. In 2008, Barack Obama came into the Oval Office with an overwhelming majority in both chambers. I understand that given the economic crisis, as well as the desire to pass affordable health care, that was where President Obama's focus was. But while Democrats were working on good policy, Republicans were working on how to gain power. Republicans took back the House in 2010 and the Senate in 2012. They also had a plan to gain power in state legislatures so that they could gerrymander House districts after the 2010 census. And when the opportunity came to steal a Supreme Court seat in 2016, Republicans took that power as well. We are witnessing history on the verge of repeating itself. The blue wave is coming. Democrats can win back the House and the Senate, and if we keep it up, we can take back the White House in 2028. When that happens, we need to do whatever it takes to get the power back from Republicans. We need to get a new Supreme Court. We need to expand the House. We need to control the rules of partisan gerrymandering and expand voting rights. If we do these things, then Democrats will stay in power for the next 10 to 20 years. And when we do that, we can create good policy. We can restore women's reproductive rights. We can pass meaningful immigration laws. We can tax the rich and use that money to provide healthcare, education, housing, and jobs for working class Americans. Because if we don't, then history will repeat itself in the other direction. Republicans will take back Congress in the 2030 midterms. And when the Electoral College shifts in 2032, Republicans will be able to take the White House more easily, and they will keep stealing power through gerrymandering. By then, it will be too late. Republicans will be in power for the next 10 to 20 years. And we know the types of policy Republicans will create with their power. They hate Black people. They hate queer people. They hate immigrants. They hate women. They hate education. They hate democracy. They hate America. But they love power. Keep your eyes open.